Does anybody else on council have questions regarding any lines on the budget?
Not at this point on this review, except I would personally like to move forward on the two recommendations of staff, which I think are reasonable around the water and sewer.
The water and sewer increases?
Yeah, I think those are no-brainers. That's my opinion.
Well, there's a couple of questions that I have regarding it.
Or, and looking at time, because, or are we going to defer the review of the last report? I'm just time cognizant, right?
Are you? Okay, well, we're gonna have to find, we're gonna definitely have to find time to be able to go through the budget, like line for line.
Oh yeah, and that's why we've got what, 5 reviews or 6 reviews through this.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm happy to defer that other stuff, you know, but I think we got to move on to that last report.
Okay. Does anybody have any objections to that? CAO, you have your hand up?
Thank you, Mayor Baker. The last report, Councillor Tinsley, are you referring to the Mykodama one on the agenda?
Yes, if we're going to discuss that at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
The intention wasn't to discuss it tonight. We put it on there for the ease of the public who may have been reviewing the agenda and wanted access to the application during the presentation. So it wasn't intended that we discuss it tonight.
Okay, the staff report.
Unless you want
okay.
to.
No, I misunderstood. Yeah, okay, I misunderstood. We'll bring that up at a council meeting. Is that how that's going to work then?
Well, so generally what will happen is the consultants will work with the applicant to refine the project. You'll note that tonight's presentation varied slightly from their original application. And so they'll refine that and bring it back to council. And then with the other reports, for example, they've done some of the riparian area protection regulation reporting. They've had what they call a QEP, which is a qualified professional, do the assessment. So they're working their way through the list of requirements. And that when it comes back to council, that would be the time for council to either consider whether it's ready for council to take first reading and set the date for a public hearing, or to require more information or more questions be answered, or council can choose to decline and deny the application. So that's what's ahead once the consultants have brought back the full package.
Right, okay. And hopefully, like, one of my main concerns, I'll just say it right now, is that we have an OCP that's like 20 years old based on the material that was put in. I can't see putting a horse in, you know, behind the cart. I just don't see how, like, I want to work with the developer too. I want to see this all come together, but, you know, in one way or another, but it's back and forth, and we've got an OCP that's just so ridiculous.
So council, through the mayor to Councillor Tinsley, we do, as you know, plan to bring back the terms of reference and to start the review of the OCP. And I think what I heard Kevin say tonight was that it's possible that we would work with the company or the team on the initial proposal, which could be just that first block based on their application, and then they indicated some interest in working through the OCP to do the bigger piece. So I guess that's what we'll hear more about from them in the next few weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Councillor Craig, you have your hand up?
If I do, it's my mistake and I apologize for it.
Oh, no problem. Okay, so just, I know as Councillor Tinsley mentioned that we're under a little bit of a time restraint, but CFO, if I can get some clarification under a summary of operating revenue for sewer revenue and water revenue. Can you let me know when you're at that line, please?
Mr. Mayor, what page are you looking at?
58.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
maybe I'm reading this incorrectly, but it looks like from 2020 to 2025 of $63,799 increase between now and then, which equates to, if we're looking at 143 homes at $446 per home increase to 2025. Am I looking at that correctly, or when we put them both in together?
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, just to clarify, so are you looking at the you're looking at the water revenue or sewer revenue?
Yes.
Which one are you looking at?
Both water and sewer.
Yes.
There seems to be, like, it's for example, 2025 you got 155 under water revenue, and 2020 budget was 122. Is that not correct?
Correct.
So when we take that increase with the sewer, we're looking at, between the two, I think it's 63,799, which would be an increase of $446 if we're looking at 143 homes
Over the 5 years, correct?
for the 5 years.
Yeah, so
Additional to
I
what
guess, sorry, Mr. Mayor, my only comment would be that that's based on annual increases of about 7% for water and 3.5% for sewer. And those increases are looked at every single year. So it's just a projection for, 5 years down the line. But every single year, those are looked at individually to see where things sit and what increases need to happen.
Okay, thank you. And just below that, under operating expenditures, legislative services, budget for 2021 was 84,260. Can you explain that to me, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So that includes some COVID-19 expenses that were approved by council, which would be the $6,000 for the laptops and the $15,000 for the public address system. So that's an expenditure that will be covered off by the COVID-19 reserve.
And is that the same for the administration below it, going up to 409,000 for 2021?
I believe so, yes. Let me just verify that.
The actual last year was 273. So that looks like a substantial increase.
Yeah, part of that includes the, let me look here. The OCP update, 50,000. And the possible bylaw review and consolidation project, 15,000. And a couple of other things that were approved through the COVID-19 reserve funding.
Okay, thank you. And the emergency on the same page, it's at 170,600 from 38,000 in 2020.
Yep, that includes the $150,000 flood mapping project.
Excellent. Thank you. Does anybody on council have any questions or want to take a look at any lines on the budget? Anybody? No? Okay. So we'll defer the rest of that to our other meeting. CAO, do you have anything regarding budget?
Thank you, Mayor. I wondered if it would be helpful for us to show the any particular financial plan summary sheet on the screen when we're talking about that to help highlight what it is we're talking about. I think I had a little trouble keeping up with some of the line items, and I wondered if others would find that helpful.
I agree. Thank you. CFO, do you have any comments or questions?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so recommended resolution that the committee of the whole receive the financial plan 2021 to 2025 version 2 report for information and discussion. Do I have a motion?
I'll move that.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion? Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Staff reports. And that goes to CAO.
Thank you, Mayor Baker. This was, as they say, we added this to make it easy for people following along to be able to review the agenda of the original application as the consultants presented their plan. So there isn't really, unless council wants to discuss this, this was really intended to be for information purposes.
Any discussion, council? Okay, so recommend that the committee of the whole receive the, the financial plan and the staff report, that the committee of the whole receive the application to rezone 18 Saywood Road report for information purpose. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it.
discussion? Opposed? I hear none. Motion carried. Bylaws? Nothing at this point. Now, in terms of Lee Ettinger's letter, we're going to discuss that at a council meeting. Is that correct? Or are we doing it now?
Yes. I believe it was
CAO.
agreed that we were moving forward.
CAO?
Well, I think council discussed this earlier, and I think it was proposed that this letter be moved to the next council meeting. I
Okay,
think that was
thank you.
Councillor Folson's recommendation. I don't know if we had a resolution, though.
Well, let's have a resolution on moving Lee Ettinger's letter to the next council meeting for next Tuesday night. So I need a recommendation, a resolution to accept the motion.
So resolved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion? Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Public question number 15, there is no public question period for tonight. It's been moved to the council meeting. Number 16, we have no in camera. So recommended resolution that the January 26, 2021 committee of the whole be adjourned. This is for Melissa. All in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye.
Second? Opposed? Hearing none? Motion carried. Thank you very much, council. It was a good debate tonight. Thank you, everybody, for your time and getting involved. I appreciate it.
thank
You all
you.
have a good evening.
You as well.
Take care.
Take care. Good night.
Good night.